Hey guys, this is Executive Chef Jordan Lindsay with Martin Wine Cellar, back with another dish for you. So we're going to show you another way. We have our sides here at Martin Wine Cellar that are very famous. We make mac and cheese, we make Brussels sprouts, we make cornbread dressing. So I want to show you one of our famous side dishes we have here for our holiday menu, which is our mac and cheese. So it has 4 different types of cheeses in it. It's really, really great. You can pick it up here from Martin Wine Cellar for the holidays and for all the way through Christmas and through New Year. So I'm gonna show you how we make it here, our mac and cheese, but I also wanna show you another way that you can kind of kick it up and do a jazzier version, something else that you can play with mac and cheese. So basically the mac and cheese we make is the type you would normally get through the holidays at home that you just love, but then we're gonna take it and kind of kick it up, maybe add some chicken and sausage to it, add some Trinity to it, make it more Louisiana Cajun mac and cheese as well. So I'm gonna show y'all coming with me, I'm gonna show you how to do it, okay? All right guys, so again, this is our mac and cheese, our 4 cheese mac and cheese that we have here at Martin Wine Cellar. I wanna show you some of our ingredients that we have for you today, okay? So right here, we have some fresh grated Fontina cheese right here. We have some grated Parmesan cheese, have some Swiss cheese in there, some nice cheddar cheese, some garlic, some little butter. I'm gonna put a little bit of our canola oil, olive oil blend, a little flour. We're gonna make a roux. I'm gonna show you how we bring this together for you real quick. It's really easy, super delicious, full of flavor, okay? So let me show y'all real quick. We're first gonna start off here with a nice hot sauce pot. So what we're gonna do first, guys, is we're gonna make a nice cheese bechamel sauce. We're gonna make a bechamel sauce, start off with a blonde roux. I'm gonna show you what that is. We're gonna add some milk, a little bit of cream, some garlic, some cheese to it, okay? So the first thing I wanna do is get a nice warm pot. It's already hot. I'm gonna add a little bit of my canola oil in there. All right, just like that. Then I'm gonna take, this is about 4 or 5 tablespoons of butter. So mac and cheese, we all know, is not healthy, but it's delicious. It's the holidays, we're gonna have a little fun with it. We can worry about the gym the day after, okay? So once I get my butter and my oil melted, I'm gonna make what's called a roux. And we all know the different stages of roux, right? We've heard of the blonde roux, the peanut butter stage, and the dark roux, which makes our gumbos and our etouffees that we love. I'm basically gonna make a blonde roux. It's gonna be a light blonde roux. So I'm not gonna add too much color to it, just enough to kind of cook off that raw flour flavor, okay? So as my pan and butter, my olive oil is hot, my canola oil blend is mixed, I'm gonna add my flour. So we have that nice A&P flour, all-purpose flour. We're gonna add about that. I would say that's roughly about half a cup right now, okay? Adding that nice roux to it. I actually add a little more flour to it. You know, roux is one of those things you kind of have to go by feel. The stage I'm looking for, the creaminess I'm looking for, is not as thick as peanut butter, but not as heavy as, you know, not as thin as maple syrup or anything, okay? So I'm looking for a nice thickness to it, okay? And I'm adding some flour at a time just to make sure I get all the lumps in there, okay? So now we're there, okay? Make sure all that flour is incorporated into that oil so it's nice and smooth. And you should start to smell it. You should start to permeate that raw flour. It's kind of cooking out, almost to get a little nutty for you, okay? So really nice smell, nice flavor. Reminds me of, you know, Mom's kitchen, makes on that gumbo. You know whenever she's cooking that roux, or grandma, or for your dad, or whoever that the loved one is for the holidays. That smell is reminds me of good food in Louisiana kitchens, right? So you see that color? That's pretty much the color we're gonna keep it at. I'm not gonna add too much color to this, all right? So now at this point, I'm gonna fold in my liquids. I'm gonna fold in, I use about half and half of milk to cream. Some recipes you'll see, they won't even use roux. Some people, they like to use just cream. Some people like to use other thickeners. I like roux, it's more Louisianian, but it's also more stable, it doesn't tend to break. And if you're using a lot of cream, it can be very, very heavy and very rich. So I prefer to use a blend of cream to milk, okay? So at this stage, I'm kind of gonna take it off the heat. I'm gonna add my milk to it. I got some whole milk. I'm not gonna probably add all of this, but it's a little bit at a time, okay? So you wanna be careful as you pour that milk in, okay? I know it looks kind of weird right now. It's like, wow, it's really, really thick. It is, it's really, really thick. So I'm gonna add that milk to it, just like that. So I wanna make sure I'm adding my liquid a little bit at a time. So I want to beat all the lumps out. I don't want any lumps to form. I want a nice smooth roux, okay? Add the rest of my milk in there, just like that. And also, by adding it a little bit at a time, I'm not dropping my temperature too fast. If I drop my temperature to my roux, it kind of doesn't get to be fun, okay? You don't want to drop your temperature too low, even though you're adding a cold liquid. And here we guys go. We got some heavy cream right here. You want to add that to it. So I'm making a big batch of bechamel cheese sauce, okay? So don't worry about it. I know it seems like it's a lot, which it is, but I'm going to split this up again into 2 different dishes. We're going to do our regular traditional mac and cheese, and we're going to do a little kicked up version as well. I know the calories will be worth it, hopefully. The main thing I'm making sure is I want to make sure I'm getting those lumps out. So you can see my heat. My heat's on a medium heat. I'm not too high. I don't want to get too high with this, you know, because I don't want to burn my roux or burn my bechamel or scorch it. It's a no-no. So now I'm at a safe, I got a nice creamy base. Now I can go ahead and add the rest of my liquid. Nice. There you go. So I really want to make sure this is nice and thin, just like that. Okay. So once this gets up to a nice heat, I'm going to add my cheese. We're going to fold that in there, season it with some salt and pepper, add some garlic to perfume it, pull it off the heat, it's ready to go. All right, guys. So we added our roux here. We got our cream in here. We added our milk in here. I took the liberty to add a little bit of water to it. Again, I don't like it too rich. I don't like things too heavy or too rich. So I wanted to thin it out. So I added a little cream to it. You see that color? There's no cheese in here right now. It's just this the root of this is just bechamel. Classic white blonde roux sauce, okay? So there's nothing really added to it. So now we're gonna take this at this point and add our cheese to it. At this stage, you can do a lot of things with bechamel sauce. If you ever had crab and corned beef, this is how it starts off, okay? If you ever had any type of Alfredo pasta or type of cream-based pasta, a lot of restaurants, this is how it starts off. So this is what's called a mother sauce. And with the mother sauce, you can spring off into a bunch of different areas, a bunch of different sauces, from soups to all kind of things from there. So teaching y'all some really culinary school 101 type of stuff. You can go ahead and send me your tuition fees as soon as you possibly. Send it to my personal Venmo, okay? All right, I'm gonna add my cheese to this, and we're gonna take this off, all right? Again, we have our Swiss cheese. So whenever you're adding any type of cheese, which is a fat, to a liquid, you wanna make sure it is at a high enough temperature for it to dissolve. Otherwise, if it's too low, it starts to do some really scientifically some not fun stuff. So I'm gonna add some Swiss cheese to this. I'm gonna add my cheddar cheese. That's gonna give it the color I'm looking for. Add my Parmesan cheese in here. Oh yeah. Don't forget, I got some garlic in here too. I wanted to add that in there. And my fresh Fontina cheese, which I love grated Fontina cheese. And we're gonna season this with some salt and pepper. Okay? I'm gonna turn this heat down, starting to get a little hot for me. I don't wanna boil my sauce. I'm just gonna incorporate all that beautiful cheese. Now remember, we're gonna take this cheese sauce, I'm gonna cool it down once the cheese is nicely dissolved, and I'm gonna fold this into my noodles. So I'm basically mix all of this cold. This, what I find, makes the best mac and cheese, when you mix everything cold and then bake it off. I think the flavors tend to come together better if the pasta's not overcooked. It just, for me, I like this version. A lot of steakhouses, this is how they make their mac and cheese. Oh man, this is gonna be good. Wait till we finish with this. All right, guys. So we're doing that mac and cheese. I wanted to show you guys something else fun that you can do with mac and cheese. You know, we all know that mac and cheese is basically, you know, cheese, some cream sauce with pasta. So it gives you the liberty to do all kind of things with it, from mixing crawfish in it and lobster and making it a crawfish lobster mac and cheese. You can use it as a topper. Sometimes I've put some fajita meat on top of there with some onions and peppers and topped it with some avocado and some sour cream and made it into like kind of a Mexican street food kind of mac and cheese. It leaves you so many possibilities, so many options to do things with. So here's a little quick thing that I can show you that you can do with mac and cheese. So come here, I have some ingredients I have left over from some gumbo that we made earlier for some of our famous gumbo here, chicken sausage gumbo. We have some local country, some country sauces right here. Some red pepper, celery, or Trinity, some garlic. Have some leftover cooked chicken that I have here. Of course, some butter and some olive oil. I'm gonna just basically saute this up, mix this with our pasta. We're gonna mix our cheese sauce into everything, make this like a really kind of Cajun chicken and sausage mac and cheese. Something that's fun, easy, especially if you got something to get rid of. This is a really fun dish to get rid of something and make something still new and innovative, okay? So the first thing I wanna do, I wanna get my pan, make sure I have a nice pan getting hot. I want a nice hot pan. Here I got my famous olive oil, canola oil blend. All right, I'm gonna go in that pan. That's what I'm looking for. Wanna hear that sizzle? The first thing I wanna do is render my sausage. I want that fat to be released, okay? So here's that sausage. So I don't wanna overcrowd the pan either. So I got that sausage in here. I wanna get a nice lot of brown. So I wanna make sure everything has contact with the pan. I don't wanna overcrowd. Nice, make sure everything's nice and even. And guess what, y'all? You see chefs tossing pans, that looks fancy. But most of the best cooking happens when you don't touch it, okay? So just let it cook. You know, let it brown. Let that Maillard effect take in place and all the natural sugars get nice and brown and get nice and caramelized. That's what you want, okay? So I'm gonna just let this sit here, let it get nice and brown. Then I'm gonna start to flip it, okay? Not individually, just start to flip it and kind of play around with it. But I first want to build that crust. I want to build that nice, and this is Louisiana sausage. Man, we want to make sure it's good, okay? So you start to see some of that brownness happening right there, and that's what we're looking for, okay? Yeah, that's what we want. That's exactly what we want, okay? So I want to start to see that and give it a little shake. All right, start to wake up the flavors. We're gonna add some, now we're gonna add some of this pulled chicken to this. All right, because I want to get some color on that as well. It's more like diced chicken. Just some diced chicken we had left over from, again, from some of our gumbo. And to give it a little bit more flavor, we're going to add Louisiana seasoning, our onions, some of our celery, and our bell peppers. Okay? And now we're just letting that kind of start to work. This is also the beginnings of a jambalaya pasta. You add some fresh tomatoes, Worcestershire sauce, add it to your pasta, some fresh butter. You have a really good jambalaya pasta that you can make this with as well. We got so much great ingredients here in Louisiana, really great product that, you know, I want you to kind of get out there and start experimenting and start cooking, especially for the holidays. This is our time to shine. It's our Super Bowl, you know? So as I start to saute, add a little bit of garlic to it. Of course, we gotta add some garlic, right? And some fresh butter, okay? Now the object is this. So I'm gonna have all this beautiful flavor mixed into my mac and cheese. Does that sound pretty awesome to me? I don't know about you. So, you might not like it. I don't know. Just, if you only like the sausage, use turkey sausage. If you wanna use bacon, use bacon. If you don't like the chicken, use duck. You know, if you don't like the vegetables, don't put it in there. The object is just to play around with it. You know, really think about things that you can make things more exciting with. Turn something that you're normally used to, something fun. Now I'm about to season my guy, okay? I'm gonna show you one of my favorite seasonings. If y'all not hip to this, you're late to the party. All right, this is Grandpa right here. This is my guy. All right, it's Chef Paul Perdomo. Everybody knows Chef Paul from K-Paul's. His seasonings are the best. This is not a promo. I just love them that much. They're really that good. So in here, I have a little bit of my chicken seasoning that I use for a lot of our rotisserie chickens, for some of our gumbos, my regular seasoning. I'm just add a little bit of that to there. You can say I'm adding a couple tablespoons. Man, look at that. Ooh, I mean, come on. So guys, we're gonna make this. We're gonna mix this with our pasta, with our cheese sauce, add more cheeses into the pasta, top it off with some more cheese, bake it off. You have a nice, playful chicken and sauces mac and cheese. All right, guys, so we're back. We're about to finish up these mac and cheeses. We're gonna throw them in the oven and bake them off. Depending on the size of the container, usually sometimes between 30 minutes, covered with, usually put a thing of saran wrap in foil, bake it off in the oven about 30 minutes. Then take the foil off and the plastic off, and then brown it for maybe another 5 or 10, depending on the thickness. If you make a big pan of mac and cheese, of course, it's going to take a little longer. But usually I dance around between 325 and 335 degrees, okay? But let me show you what I'd like to do first, okay? So we have our pasta here. I had some penne pasta today. I just have some left over. Again, trying to use it what we have. We did a big function today. We had a lot of penne pasta left over, so I'm gonna use that in our mac and cheese for today, okay? So I have a little penne pasta right here. I wanna season this, okay? So I'm gonna season this with a little bit of salt and pepper. All right, just to kind of add a little more seasoning, more flavor to it. It's just cooked in water. So what I'm gonna do now is that I'm gonna add the same cheeses that I added to my cheese sauce. We're gonna incorporate that again at this point, and some on top too. So it's gonna be a cheesy mac and cheese, okay? So again, some of that shredded cheddar, put a little bit of that in there. Some of that fontina cheese again. All right, a little bit of that. Some of that Parmesan again. Oh yeah, that's gonna be good. Also cheat a little bit. Add a couple little knobs of butter, just kind of pinch those in there. So what I'm gonna do now is add my bechamel sauce. Remember that sauce we made earlier with the cheese and the cream and stuff like that? I thinned it out and put it in a little pan and cooled it down. So now it's nice and cool and easier to handle, okay? So I'm gonna take a nice scoop or two of this bechamel sauce, or bechamel cheese sauce, okay? And this is where I get to my gloves, have a little fun, and play around with it, okay? So I'm gonna mix it by hand. This is when you're actually allowed to play with your food, all right? And this really helps keep it nice and moist and creamy sometimes. You notice you bake a lot of mac and cheeses, you bake them all from hot, it tends to kind of get dry or dry out. But if you bake all your ingredients from cold, so we have the cold sauce, we have the cold pasta, we have the cold cheeses, it tends to stay moist longer, okay? I'm gonna add a little bit more of this cheese sauce in there. There we go. That's what I want. And again, it's not perfect, it's to your liking how you wanna make it, okay? So all I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna show you. So what we do here at the restaurant, take off my gloves. What we do at the restaurants, we're gonna serve our sides in our holiday size pans, okay? So you'll see these when you come pick up our sides, will be in those size pans, okay? And I'm gonna take one of our handy spatulas here. It's already been sprayed with some non-stick spray. I'm gonna go ahead and put that in here just like that, all right? So whenever you come to Martin's and you purchase one of these, it'll be similar to this, well almost, but something like it. Already ready to go. So all you have to do is take it home and bake it. So since I have it right here again, I'm gonna show you. I told you, I promised you I was gonna top it with some more cheese. I'm gonna do it again. So here we go again. Some of that great cheddar cheese. I like it more cheddary. Some people like it more, whitish with the mozzarella or the Swiss. I'm gonna put a little Parmesan in here. That's my little Italian touch. You don't have to do that, but this is what we do at the restaurant at Martin's. Top with a little bit of fontina. I'm gonna season that just a little bit with salt and pepper. All right, and that's it, guys. So what we're gonna do is bake this 325, cover it, and then uncover it for we're gonna bake it 325 for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Take the cover off, and then cook it for another 5-10 minutes. And that's it. All right, guys, so here we go again. So remember I told you we did that jazzed up mac and cheese. So we put the smoked sausage, that chicken, those onions and peppers and garlic, and sweated those down with some butter and some olive oil, and I added it to my pasta again, okay? So I'm doing the same thing that we did with the regular mac and cheese, we're gonna do with this mac and cheese, okay? So what I'm gonna do is, again, I'm gonna add some more of this cheddar, some more of this fontina cheese in here, and some of this Parmesan cheese. Oh yeah. This is gonna be a little bigger pan for this one, so I'm gonna give this to my staff, this one, so I wanna make sure it's nice and a little bigger than the other ones, okay? Add a little butter to it. And now again, I'm sorry, before I want to do that, I want to add a little more salt and pepper to it. Even though we seasoned the meat, I did not season the pasta. So I want to make sure the pasta is seasoned. All right, so here we are, adding that bechamel cheese sauce again. Making sure it's nice and creamy, okay? I can smell it. Y'all, I wish I had smell-o-vision just so y'all can smell this. This is so good. That's it. We're done. Make sure get rid of our gloves. I don't want to use those gloves anymore. What I'm gonna do now is we're gonna finish this in our oven as well. So this one I'm gonna put in a more of a metal pan because it's a little larger. And I'm gonna go right inside. Okay, it's already been sprayed as well, just like how we do all of our pans. Anytime you're baking any type of casserole, mac and cheese, anything like that, you wanna make sure that your pan is nice and sprayed with some non-stick spray. I'm gonna just top it this time, because we're doing a little more fancier version. On top of a little that fontina cheese. Finish the rest of that all. And a little bit of that Parmesan cheese. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, guys. So all we're gonna do with this one is, again, guys, we're gonna pop this in the oven. 325, between 325 and 335. I'm gonna cover this for about this size. We'll talk to you 30 minutes. And I'll cover it for about 10 minutes, okay? Be ready to serve. All right, guys, so we finally are finished. We got our products made. We got both of our mac and cheeses ready to go. I think they're gonna be great. Well, I know they're gonna be great, and I created the recipes, right? So let's try them out. So here is our Martin's mac and cheese. So this is how you normally get it. Guys, I like to finish it when it comes out. Just a little bit of chives. It kind of pops it for me. Some people like their mac and cheese more brown. Some people like it a little lighter, just for the cheese to slightly melt. It's really up to you. However you enjoy it, it's up to you. I like them somewhere in the middle, okay? I still want to taste the cheese. I don't want it to be too hard on top, okay? So this will be your finished product whenever you bake it off at home. So if you come by Martin's for holidays, get one of our mac and cheese sides. It'll come already cold. You pop it in the oven for about 20 minutes, brown it for the 5 to 10 minutes, top it with whatever you want. Green onions, parsley, whatever you feel like, it's up to you. And that's the finished product. So it's really, really great. Everybody loves our mac and cheese, okay? So here now, this is the one we're kind of jazzed up with and played around with, okay? This is a little bit more of a bougier mac and cheese, okay? This is our chicken and sausage Cajun mac and cheese, okay? So what I want to do is kind of plate this one up for somebody, and then some lucky fan will get one today. I took that chicken and sausage that we mixed together, baked it all topped with some fontina, Parmesan, mixed it with some cheddar cheese. It came out looking great, okay? And you can see, that's what you want right there, baby. Give me that stretch. How far can I go? That's how far I can go. That's how we want it. So let's plate this up. You know, you can make this for you. You know, if you have some mac and cheese left over, or before you mix everything in there, take a little bit, put it off to the side, make a fun one for just you and your friends, or you know, something that's different. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna put it in a bowl, kind of plate it up nice. I'm gonna top it with some of this beautiful fresh chives action. I mean, come on. What more do you want? It's beautiful. So guys, make sure you come to Martin Wine Cellar for the holidays from now until New Year's, okay? We have Brussels sprouts, my dressing, my cornbread dressing is phenomenal. Our mac and cheese is great. Our turkeys, I brine them, whole turkeys, I brine them for about 48 hours. Our pork loins, I put a pepper jelly glaze on top of. They're really, really great stuff. If you don't feel like cooking, or if you want to add a little couple of things to your holiday menu this year, please check us out at Martin's, the Metairie, Barone, any of those locations. We'll take care of you, okay? So I'm gonna see you guys again. I'll pick it on the side. Hopefully, might be cornbread dressing. I don't know. Might be surprised. So thanks for coming.